All right, so it's the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are emotionally do this thing, taking off fast lane, no ghosting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about how much can you share about your relationship tonight. So what do you do? What do you do when your sweetie, your sweetheart, your lover, the love of your life, your wife, your spouse, your husband, your boo, your baby, what do you do when they share almost everything about your relationship? I mean, is that acceptable? Is it okay to share details about what goes on between you and your love, whether y'all go together, just starting out with each other, have been together for a long time, are newlyweds, been married for a minute, long term, double digit years in. How do you feel about sharing details about your family business? Because that's when you're talking about your relationship, you're basically talking about family business. Now, you may have grown up in a household where you may have gotten in trouble about sharing details of what went on in your family business. Maybe you didn't, but for those who did, you already knew what the culture of privacy was when it comes to what goes on in the family. What goes on in the family stays with the family. There may be the small things that you can talk about or whatever, but I think what we're going to talk about tonight and what we should talk about is what is acceptable for each individual, or even as a blanket type of deal. What is acceptable to share about your relationship with somebody, and with whom? With whom can you tell what goes on between you and the person that you either live with, are with, or married to? What's acceptable? Some people say that nothing is acceptable. Whatever happens between you and your man or you and your woman stays between you. Everything that happens between y'all stays with y'all. And for some people, that I guess that works out pretty well. But the thing is, there can be big problems with that, because you may not share things or details about what goes on in your relationship, but at the same time, you could be in a dangerous situation and not be telling anybody. So when the shit hits the fan, you could be the one that was getting abused, or even being the one that was abusing, and nobody knew. So you know how it is when nobody knows that you're in trouble. Nobody is stepping up to help you, unless you just have somebody that's always on your side and so close to you that you share the details of what's going on, or they can read your body languages and tell that something is going on with you that's not good. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about if you were dealing with somebody who shared a lot about your relationship. Would that make you uncomfortable? Are there things that go on in your relationship that would make you uncomfortable about people about your significant other telling? And on the flip side of that, it really ain't nobody's business it really ain't nobody's business what happens between you and your love, as long as it's safe. As long as it's safe, and I have to say as long as it's safe, because when it's not safe, I'm not sure that it's nobody's business. Because we all are somebody's child, somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's father, somebody's mother, somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's cousin, somebody's niece, somebody's nephew. All of us are something like that. So we all mean something to somebody out there. What up, Caleb? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. What up, Caleb? Thanks for coming on stream. I messed up your song. Yo, what up, Caleb? Thanks for coming on through. I appreciate you. I said, what up, Caleb? Thanks for coming on through. I appreciate you. And he says, can't stay like at all, but hi, Omar, and it should be to an extent, honestly. He says, love the show and wish I could say stay so freaking bad. Yeah, man, I know how it go. I know how it go. You know what you got to do? If you are able to, just purchase just a pair of headphones or some good old can y'all see these? It's because they white. Get some earbuds. Get some earbuds. Throw your phone in your pocket or whatever. You know what I mean? You can listen. You may not be able to see the show or whatever, but you can still listen. The information is still going to get there. That's what I do. You know, some jobs don't allow you to use headphones or earbuds or whatever. And I understand. It's all good. It's all good. It's all love, you know. But nonetheless, I appreciate you coming through. How much is acceptable? What is it? What is an acceptable amount to be able to share with others about your personal relationship? Now, you probably know people, I definitely know people that tell everything about what's going on in their house. They tell everything about what's going on in their relationship. They tell everything what's going on in their marriage. They tell everything about what's going on in their family. The good, the bad, the ugly, the personal, the private, the public. You know, big things, small things, mid-range things, irrelevant things, trivial things. They just run their mouth about their family all the time. But even those people have times when they shut it down and don't give you all the details, which is totally their right. I support that. But when, you know, for our purposes, for what we're doing, what would make you comfortable or uncomfortable with the amount of information that your lover will share about your relationship? Now, I'm going to give out some examples because that's what I do. You know, I've thought about this for a minute, and I was thinking like, well, with me and my girl, I'm not sure if I've ever been in a situation where I thought that anybody that I was dealing with shared too much. And because every woman I've ever been with, I talk to. I mean, really, really talk to. You know, not just pillow talking and all of that, but, you know, we get deep. We talk about the world. We talk about the space. We talk about the land, sea, the sky. So, you know, like, I've never really had to worry about anybody, you know, knowing about what's going on with us. And plus, I've never had really secrets going on between me and my woman. No secrets. There's never been any abuse. There's never been any, you know, down low shit, no crazy stuff. No, there's never been anything that I wanted to conceal. Now, when it comes to the things that her and I talk about, I do believe that that's private. You know, because we talk about stuff that a lot of people wouldn't give a shit about anyway. They may wish that they could talk to their partners about that kind of stuff, because to me it's like, it's dope shit. You know what I mean? But if it was a situation where I was putting my baby in danger, what could I say if she was crying out for help? What could I say? Oh, you making me look bad just because we had a little tiff? Just because just because I laid hands on you a little bit? Just because I be scaring you? Nah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. So if I was doing that kind of shit, how would I expect her to not say anything? Well, a lot of people do. A lot of people have done those kinds of things, have put their partners in all kinds of physical, mental, and emotional danger, and instructed, even threatened their loves not to tell nobody, not to say nothing about it, or things were going to get worse. That's abuse, and that ain't cool, and it's not acceptable in my world. What up, John Smith? John Smith says, and take your woman. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't. But what would make you comfortable? What would make you comfortable? Should I say, what would make you uncomfortable about what what your love was shared with somebody else. And who could they talk to? Like, is it okay if they talk to their best friend? Like they best friend, they childhood friend that they've been busting it up and chopping it up with since they were young, maybe schoolyard chums. They go all the way back to the sandbox, all the way back to the bassinet. No, what's that thing? Not the crib, but what's that thing that you put babies in just before they really start to be able to walk and to be able to jump over the thing. It's like a playpen. It's like a playpen. It's kind of wide. You put the baby in there with the toys and all of that, and they can just stay in there and get their play on. Is that a bassinet? Okay. Yeah, maybe you have a friend where y'all go all the way back to the bassinet. We was in the bassinet together with the Fisher Price toys. So y'all might share everything. They were there when you got your first girlfriend, when you got your first boyfriend, or something like that. Maybe you would have to expect that they would share a lot with that friend because they grew up with each other. They like brother and sister, or they like sister and sister, or brother and brother. You understand what I'm saying. So maybe you already know that they're going to tell that person everything, and maybe you're okay with that because maybe that person respects boundaries. So even though they're going to share a lot, they're going to know exactly how much to share. Like, I'm not going to tell her. I'm not, like, if it's your woman, like, I'm not going to tell her. I'm not going to tell my friend, even my best friend, how good my man is in bed. Maybe she will, though. Maybe she would share that. Or how big his dick is. Or how small his dick is. That might make you a little uncomfortable. Yeah, you come into the room, and all of a sudden, her friend or friends, they start laughing. Now, that would be disrespectful, right? That would be very disrespectful. First of all, if she told all of her friends or her best friend that you had the biggest dick in the greatest sex game ever, that would be stupid for your woman to do that, because now all her friends are going to try to see what's really good. If she told her that you suck in bed and that, you just got a little thing and you don't even know how to work it or whatever, that could be a problem, because now she's sharing details about your physical makeup that are sensitive and nobody else's business. If y'all together, everything must be okay. Or why would y'all be together? So anyway, so there are certain things that might make you uncomfortable, and there's certain things with certain people that you might be comfortable with the information that gets shared. But what's an acceptable amount to share with anyone about your relationship or your marriage? What's going on, y'all? Y'all starting to come through a little bit. Let's see. S red. Oh, wait. S red. Is that S red NY? Stog? What do you think about black people who want to be white? We can get to that in a minute. Ashley Kolar says it's a walker. What's that mean? You lost me with that one. And hey, iPod says racist. Racist? What up, Bobby Hill C. Say? What you doing up on a late night? You just coming in? You been out partying? What up? She says the heezy. Ashley Kolar says that's right. Some people share too damn much. Yeah, some people do. So I'm asking, what is an acceptable amount, and with whom? What is an acceptable amount to share about your relationship or your marriage or whatever, and with whom? Because even if it's something small, depending on the person that your lover, your wife, your spouse, your whatever, your husband, whatever, the person that they share it with may be unacceptable, period. For example, what if you found out that the love of your life the one you've been kicking it with, the one that you fell for, has been telling their ex details about your relationship. Maybe sometimes when y'all have a falling out, a misunderstanding, a bad argument, whatever, maybe when y'all take a break from each other, however it goes, maybe they go running back to their ex, telling them, not necessarily trying to get back with them, or so they say, but maybe they're sharing information, or maybe you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse that keeps in touch with their exes, and they know all about you. You don't know too much about them. Well, you know how much your woman or your man shares about their ex, but they may not tell you how much involvement that they still have, or that they had at the time that they told you about. So what if you found out some kind of way? What if you found out that they was telling their ex that, you know, there's certain, like, maybe comparing the things that you do to the things that they did. You know, I mean, that's almost a form of cheating, I believe. What do y'all think about that? Is that a form of cheating? If you keep in touch with your ex and you're sharing information about your current love and your current situation, instead of pouring all of your attention and all of your energy into your current situation, is that like a form of cheating? Or is it just straight disrespectful? Ashley Kolar says yes. Is it? That's cheating? It might be. It might be, because some people say it's emotional cheating. It's emotional cheating. You know, they say emotional cheating is like when you are sharing, when you're sharing like loving moments and tender moments, and you know, like you basically kicking it with somebody. You might not be fucking them. You might not be giving them head. Y'all might not be kissing, but you know, like meeting somebody over the computer and telling them you love them and you feel for them, and you wish that they were closer. And like, I wish you weren't all the way over in Africa. I wish you wasn't in Africa. If you ever come to America, you gotta come holler at me. And you got a whole wife or a whole girlfriend or a whole husband or a whole a whole boyfriend at the crib, but you all on the computer. You on the computer, yeah, FaceTiming and all kinds of shit. Yeah, hit me up on WhatsApp. Hit me up on WhatsApp. I love you, and know that you. All right. Ashley Kolar says the thing you put kids into walk and play with the tool. Oh, okay. All right, that's what's up, Bassinet. All right. Who says I was putting on music for bed and came across this live. That's what's up. That's how I wanted to be. And dude, DOOD says that's betrayal, similar, but not exactly. I understand that. I can understand why you would feel that way. Really. Ashley also says you are essentially like destroying your current relationship. Possibly. I mean, I probably wouldn't think about it in those terms, but I could see how somebody would. He said, no, it's not cheating per se, but it's damn close. I think it's pretty close. It's disrespectful. If nothing else, it's totally disrespectful. Because if the one that you're dealing with found it out, you would have a lot of explaining to do. You would be trying to unpack it. You would probably start lying. Well, no, it wasn't like that. It was like this, and I ain't, I was just having a moment of weakness. But not weakness. I ain't mess around with her. I mean, we talking about your ex, or we talking about somebody that's like if it's not a love interest, it might be a like interest. And they telling you For example, okay, hold on. Let me read Bobby Hill Cisse's comment, and then I'm gonna give some more examples. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. You gonna dig this show. I swear to God, you gonna dig it. You gonna get all kinds of shit. Once I start breaking out once I start breaking out once I start breaking out when I start making music, it's time to do it. Make sure y'all come through, cause you're gonna like. You have never seen no shit like this before, and I bet you that we gonna hit the high score. You're in for a treat. This is the best thing you're ever gonna meet. Yo, chill, take a seat, and listen to the things that I'm about to say. You about to get up in your head and your mental today. All right. Barbara Hill CC says, someone I know is friends with someone he dated 30 years ago, and he asked her opinion on things. He said he doesn't talk relationships with her. I asked which is waiting for the other to be single. I asked which is waiting for the other to be single. So what if, look, I'm gonna go light and then I'm gonna go heavy. I'm gonna go, let's say your current love, your current relationship, your wife or whatever, told they ex that you're not a good cook. What if they told them that you are a good cook? Like, would it be okay if they balance the good with the bad or whatever? If you found out that they told they ex, well, yeah, my new girlfriend, she even makes love better than you, and she's really makes a good stew. My new woman, she makes love better than you, and she can hook up a stew. I said, my new woman, she's better than you. She can hook up a stew. I said, my new woman makes love, and no one's okay. Ashley Kohler says, hope you don't bring the tambourine. The tambourine is coming in a minute, and so are the bongos. They're coming in a minute, not right now. But yeah, what if they told them certain things like you're not that good of a cook, or you're trying, or you don't keep a clean house, things like that. Like, that's kind of, that ain't too cool. That ain't too cool. And the fucked up thing about it is it might be true, but just because it's true doesn't mean that it has to be told to anybody else. Now, what about a situation where your love or your spouse has shared that, yeah, your cooking could be a little better. I'm kind of tired of eating out all the time, but because your culinary skills leave something to be desired, and maybe that's important to you. And maybe they have talked about, your housing or apartmental hygiene. Like, yo, this crib be dirty. Like, the bathroom shouldn't be smelling like, it shouldn't be smelling like the bathroom that's in the bus station. You ever been to a bus station? You see how or like, how the bathrooms smell in the back of a coach bus? You ever took a long bus ride on the coach bus? You use that bathroom back there, that thing always, it smelled like a porta potty. It does. It smells like a damn porta potty. It stinks. I've seen new buses, like you said, this is a brand new bus. Why does the bathroom, why is the toilet, the area, why does it smell like that? Well, maybe in your crib, that's how you've been keeping it. Maybe you keep a clean body but a dirty crib, and y'all have had disagreements about it. Well, what if they've been sharing it with somebody else? Now, granted, you haven't done anything about it. They've expressed their displeasure with it, and maybe your answer was, well, why don't you help me keep it clean? Well, it's your crib. Or whatever. So just because it's true, is that acceptable to be shared with everybody else? I don't know. We gonna build our way up. We gonna build our way up. Bobby Hill Cisse says, same man says he and his ex have an agreement when they're dating others not to talk as often, but to check on each other periodically. I find that odd. It's not odd. It's just wrong. Like, they remain friends and all of that. But see, the thing is, if they've made that type of pact with each other, why would they share that with anybody else? Nobody should know that. And so because he has shared that with you, you don't know who else he shared other things with, including that. Like, now we talking about a trust issue. If somebody you know has loose lips, if somebody you know can't hold water, and they just happen to be the person that you sleep with, that you swap bodily fluids with, be doing the nasty, the nasty, hit it from the back, pull the hair. Yeah. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Whose is this? Yeah. You know you can't fuck with. Okay. Ashley Kolar says, destructive negative talk always chip away at relationships at a relationship's foundation. I can't speak on everybody, but as a blanket statement, I would have to agree with that. I know so many unorthodox situations and all of that. I've known people who have made it through the fire who really should have crashed and burned. But it happens. Barbara Hill said, I know you laughing at you see how yeah. I got you now. yeah. This is her hair. Or you could you know how some women like to be choked. Yeah, you got you. Oh my God. All right. So anyway, but yeah. So how much can you share and with who? Now, of course, nobody is going to be comfortable with somebody sharing information about their relationship with their ex. Nobody is going to say, I guess that's okay. No. But what if, you know how, remember the song back in the day, your mom's in my business. Is she in my business, girl? Can't you see? Your mom's trying to end this. Your mom's in my business. She's in our business, girl. Well, what if you share everything about your marriage or your relationship with your mom? I mean, that's your mom. You have the right to share whatever is going on in your life with your mom if y'all close like that. Everybody doesn't do it, and everybody doesn't have that type of relationship with their parents. But maybe you do. Here's the thing. Why does your man know about it? Or if you are or if you're a woman, if you're a man, why does your woman know? Why? So you mean to tell me not only do you tell an external person everything that's going on within your heart and your home, but you got the nerve to let them know? Or for some reason, the person that you told goes back and tells them? Like, yeah. So, did you do something about those little skid marks that you be having in your drawers? Yeah. From what I hear, you need to wipe a little better. No bueno. The wig might be in your hand. The wig be right in your hand. But anyway, yeah. So how much is acceptable? What's the acceptable amount that you can share with somebody else and still maintain the sanctity or security of your relationship? Could you ever be with somebody that shared? Could you? Because some people say no, you can't share anything. But you have to consider that some people are in abusive relationships, and if you're in an abusive relationship and you've been instructed not to say anything, so now you're suffering in silence. And now when everything goes down and you know they find out that you've been suffering from depression and you've been like a prisoner in your own home, and you're actually afraid of the person that you are supposed to be in love with, or if something really violent happens or whatever, nobody knew anything that was going on with the situation because you didn't say nothing, you didn't speak up. Closed mouth doesn't get fed, right? So not telling anything can be dangerous. It can be just as dangerous. It can be just as dangerous as telling everything or too much. So we have to find some type of balance. We have to find a way to know how much we can tell, how much we can't tell, what is acceptable, what's not. But y'all still haven't told me what would be acceptable for you. What would be acceptable as far as how much you can share about the goings on in your relationship? How much, and with who? With who? Who can you tell? Your brother, your sister, your best friend that's like your brother or your sister? Like, is that okay? Ashley Kolar says, I think that finding out what the balance is what it is with this. Does everybody understand balance? Does everybody understand balance? Some people think balance is equality. It's not necessarily. It's not necessarily the same thing. Equality means you are exactly the same. You're equal. Balance doesn't necessarily have to be this. Balance can be this, as long as it's fair. Balance means that you have enough of one and the other. Like I'm a football fan, and sometimes with my team, the Eagles, sometimes with my team, we get pissed off at the coach about not running the ball enough, passing the ball too much, not running the ball enough. So we want to find a balance. Like, you should run the ball and pass the ball. Run the ball in certain situations to wear down the opposing defense, and then pass the ball because it's going to be easier because they've been worn down. But it doesn't mean that you have to have 50 plays of passing and 50 plays of running. That's not the balance that we're talking about. We're not talking about equality. We're talking about balance. Having enough of what you need on one side, enough of what you need on the other side. So sometimes it might be congruent. It might be parallel. But sometimes this is good enough. Sometimes that's good enough. Sometimes that might even be good enough. And it doesn't have to be 50-50. Sometimes it could be like 60-40, 70-30, even 80-20. Like, you just need enough. Think about it like a big pot of stew. A big pot of stew, you don't want to have as much salt in there as you have, or you don't want to have as much seasoning in there as you have meat or, vegetables, or, no, it doesn't work that way. It's going to be disgusting. It's going to be too salty or too hot. So you need the right balance. So just saying. Ashley says, it's hard to know what and what not to share. Is it really that hard? Because you kind of know. And I'm going to tell you like this, Ashley. You probably know what to share by what you don't share that you shared. Like, understand what I'm saying. If you know that you've told somebody something that would make your lover uncomfortable, you probably don't want to tell your lover that you told somebody. And you probably told the person that you told, that's just between me and you. Don't tell nobody, just keep that on the low. Keep that between you and I. So you know what's good and what's not. You probably just hope that you can say whatever you want to say and how much of it you want to say without anybody knowing, finding out, or getting all bent out of shape about it. But hey, those are sometimes the casualties of the game. Ashley says, well, it's late for me. One here. I did sub though. You have a good podcast platform. I appreciate that. Thanks for subbing. I really, really appreciate that. And thanks for coming on through. Shoot, over here is 2:03. So it's late. But that's how we do it. You do it late. All right, it's all good though. I hope I see you again. It was good to see you coming through. Appreciate it. All right. So yeah. How much is acceptable? How much can you share? How much would keep you out of having to explain why you did whatever, why you said whatever, and to whom? We already know that if you get caught sharing details of your relationship with your ex, that ain't gonna fly. But would it fly for you just telling your best friend? Maybe, maybe not. Would it fly with you telling your brother? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe a couple needs to get to know each other first and have a conversation about what is okay to share and what's not. Let's do maybe one or two more examples before we do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. Let's do this. Would you be comfortable about your lover, your spouse, or whatever sharing something about your health history? I'm gonna put a little bit more sauce in it. Your health status. Everybody, first of all, your health status is your business. It's really just between you and your doctor. Many people are terminally ill and they choose not to disclose that to anybody. Like they handle it the way they want to handle it. They get their treatments or elect not to. They can elect to disclose their illness or not. When you have a terminal illness, when you're diagnosed with a terminal illness, they bring in a social worker to talk to you about how you want, they talk to you about privacy things, your right to privacy, and whether you have to let your family or anyone else knows. And some people say no. My stepfather, he said no. But what if you found out that I'm sorry, y'all. My cat is coming up for her little attack. What's up? You coming up here? Yeah, I mean, animal. So, what if they shared your health status? Like you were diagnosed, maybe not with a terminal illness, but just something that you're not, something that knocked you off your feet, something that was life changing, like something like ALS or MS, Parkinson's. Maybe you wanted to tell people on your own time, but you found out that after you shared it with your wife, or after you shared it with your girl, or your man, and they told somebody already. Some people don't have no damn tact, so they was like, "Yo, man, we've been praying for you. We really pulling for you." You like, what you mean? Praying for me for what? Why are you praying for me? Well, your wife told me about your diagnosis with MS, and I have a daughter who has MS. or an auntie or something like that, and you know they're making it through. So if you ever need somebody to talk to about, and you're like, oh, what? Although somebody might be offering you comfort and assistance and support, you weren't ready for them to know. And the person that's closest to you shared that. You good with that? A lot of people wouldn't be good with that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Maybe some people would say, well, whatever. But a lot of people wouldn't like that. You have a right to let people know what is going on with you and your body on your own time. The same way that you chose to disclose your situation to your spouse or your man or your woman, they took away your right to privacy with everybody else. And they could have told because they were worried about you. They could have told because they knew that somebody else knew something about it and they could help you out, whatever. But they didn't give you a chance to get comfortable with it yourself. And that might not be okay. It might not be okay. There's so many ways there's so many directions where we could go with this. There's so many ways we could swing this. There's so many, different little channels we could go in and out of. But your business is your business. And perhaps somebody sharing your business with people that you are uncomfortable with makes you uncomfortable. Maybe it makes you distrust somebody. Maybe somebody who you really thought that you could trust, maybe you don't feel like you can anymore. Because they've been doing the chatty patty thing. They've been chatting and patting. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 23rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Michelle Andrews turning 54 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And also Shaolin Hanif Ghost Dancer, my man, turning 60 years old today. Yo, I never would have thought he was 60. Well, look at you. And also Shauna Ina Grant. Happy birthday to you. And Tamika Sanders turning 50 years old today. And Kalia Green turning 42 years old today. And Kim Chocolate Girl Hartsfield. Happy birthday to you. And my man, Dr. Paul Hopkins, happy birthday to you. Last but not least, wait a minute. I messed up. Those are for the 24th. Those were for the 24th. Those weren't the 23rd birthdays. Here are the February 23rd birthdays. Sorry, y'all. Let's do this. All right. L. Elay Scott turning 49 years old today. And also Linda Guzman Thomas turning 31 years old today. And J Music Life Burnett, happy birthday to you. And my man Dave Roberson, happy birthday to you. And Stephanie Williams, happy birthday to you. And also Aaron Sutton turning 39 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Victoria Guy Pereira turning 52 years old today. And my auntie, last but not least, I said my auntie, last but not least, I said my auntie, Tina Neal. Happy birthday to you. Now, my auntie ain't saying how old she is. She don't play that kind of stuff. But happy birthday to you, auntie. I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and everybody out there born on this glorious February 23rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, I said go hard, go for yours, and remember. Listen, whatever happens between you and your spouse, that's up to y'all. Whatever y'all decide is acceptable to be shared and what's not acceptable to be shared has to be agreed upon by both parties. And y'all need to respect those boundaries. Boundaries are important. And once people start crossing boundaries and disrespecting boundaries, regardless of how close you are with somebody, regardless of how compatible you feel like you are with somebody, regardless of how attracted you are to somebody, it's going to start to chip away at it and make it seem like it's not even worth it after a while. Because it becomes a trust issue. And nobody wants to be with somebody that they can't trust. They don't want to be with somebody they can't trust. I understand you don't want to be with nobody that you can't trust, because that's not cool. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow, which is today. Tomorrow, which is today, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. So make sure y'all come on through. Please come on through. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. And make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And I'ma holla back. I said, ah! Peace, y'all. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share. Rock, paper, scissors.